Alright, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Warcraft 3 replay cast. Today it's a 1 vs 1 on deserted isles between our orange undead player that consists of the name that is far too leet for me to pronounce. But I have casted him before and always makes for a great game. Down at the bottom we have our gray undead player, Hologram. And it is deserted isles, and I don't believe I have casted a game on this map yet. And this map does consist of some fairly high-level creep camps and a very small map, but lots of creeps for the size of the map. We're going to speed this up to the 8x mark, to the 2-minute point of the game, and all the heroes come out, all the good stuff starts to happen. And we'll see how these two players go at it, and I don't get to cast undead versus undead particularly often. And that's going to do it for our speed. And we have a Dreadlord for the Gray Undead Hologram, which is very interesting. And that is definitely something you don't see every day. And it goes for the initial camp there, Manual of Health, that he's going to skip for some reason. It's definitely one of the tomes that you would probably not ought to skip. Sentry Wards for our Orange Undead. Then on the bottom, surrounds a ghoul there. Very nice move. Now I'm going to pick up the Manual of Health, 50 health for the Dreadlord. Definitely hoping he was going to pick that up because that 50 health is 50 health. And the giant sea turtle camp now, both undead, immediately going after creep camps. Sea turtle falls at sentry wards for the Dreadlord. And now going after the Fountain of Health camp. Not going to be able to get that Red Drake, but he's going to be able to clean up all these brutes and got some low health ghouls there that need to back out. And I'm not sure if there's going to be a drop for this Death Knight here or not. Certainly going to be a good amount of experience, but no drop from that Red Drake. And I think this Null Brute might drop a tome. Again, I haven't casted this map, so I don't really know what items were placed where and such. Meddling Skeletal Warrior in the base. The undead. The other undead. Giant camp gonna fall here. Or I suppose you would call it the Sea Elemental camp. Just refer it to as the highest level creep in the camp. But whatever. And so now it's going to be Death Knight versus Dreadlord. And the Dreadlord does have Vampiric Aura on his ghouls. They may have a slight advantage there, but all of his ghouls are definitely much lower in health, so that's not going to be particularly helpful there. The Vampiric Aura is not going to be enough, as all of the orange ghouls have been mostly healed up by that Fountain of Health. And our Dreadlord is definitely in trouble, getting pounded on by ghouls, ghouls everywhere, and skeletal minions. You can barely even tell the difference between them. And looks like the Death Knight here is going to pick up the Sea Elemental. It gets a Ring of Greater Selling and a Tome of Strength.
Is complete.
And now the Dreadlord is back at it, but still doesn't have too much health there. Very, very low health in that Dreadlord. And he's definitely pushing his luck for sure here. Now sending some ghouls out on him to grab that. This is Death Pact to gain some health on that Death Knight there. A very interesting match so far, and no Unholy Aura, but rather Death Coil and Death Pact, and we have a Dreadlord start. Very, very interesting indeed. The Dreadlord very, very low, and I don't think he's gonna, I don't see him getting out of there, and that was a very, very silly move.
Our hero has been killed.
And this is a Warcraft 3 ArenaNet top replay. So those replays are almost always good, so we'll have to see how this works out. So far, an interesting match again. Dreadlord starting out and running himself into a suicide binge against the Death Knight there. But that does happen from time to time. Ghouls, gonna check out the Fountain of Health here. Heal on up. Black Citadel coming for our Orange Undead, for the Gray Undead, Undead Citadel, or excuse me, the Black Citadel, Undead Citadel, yes. Coming along, Slaughterhouse coming up as well. Death Knight for the second hero for Hologram. think you should have started Death Knight first.
Summoning is complete.
As Dreadlord first start is never a particularly good idea, but I do like to see that variety from time to time. Seeing the same thing every time is a little boring. I suppose it's the best way to do things, but I like to go Dreadlord and random heroes start once in a while just to spice things up a bit. And now the Death Knight has cleared both of the Fountain of Health camps, leaving behind the Red Drake in each one, bringing over some gargoyles, spiders, something like that. Would make for some easy experience and items without the rest of the creeps there. Prawn and a Acura pool dweller. Boy, you don't see that every day. And now we're going to go for the Necrolite camp here, a Manual of Health. And our orange undead grabs that. I'm not sure if he actually got that kill or not there. It doesn't look like it. And looks like he may have gotten that one. Not sure. It's so hard to tell with both undead all over each other. So many ghouls. Lich for the second hero. For the elite name, the unspeakable elite name. Which I have casted at least one of his games before. I know I've casted him with Grubby. I think I did another one as well. Always makes for an interesting game. Spider Crab camp can fall for the gray undead. Meanwhile, the other Necrolite camp going after the orange undead. Cup of Intelligence, Potion of Greater Healing. So it's going to be a second Potion of Greater Healing for the elite name. And so 2 potions of Greater Healing and 1 minor potion on the undead there. That is a lot of healing to go around.
Upgrade.
Now trying to steal himself a kill here. And looks like he did steal that kill. Still not quite high enough. A level 2 Death Knight. There's a level 4 and a level 1. And that Dreadlord is level 3. Still not quite equivalent here.
Research complete.
In terms of total levels, 5 and 5, but I go for the Lich over the Dreadlord. A little bit more damage, a little bit more utility. Third hero out for Hologram, the Dark Ranger. And not sure if there's going to be a third hero for Orange Undead or not just yet.
Our forces are
Wait and see what he decides to go. And it is a nice time to get that Dark Ranger, not too late in the game. I see a lot of people get the Dark Ranger way too late in the game, and then she just really doesn't do much. It's more of a detriment, and people just end up going right for the Dark Ranger to get a nice, free, quick hero kill. Abominations for Hologram here, and a couple random fiends. Trying to develop a diversified undead army there. And I'm going to go after the Sea Elemental camp. See what drops from here. And again, the Lich, just more utility with that Orb of Corruption, being able to attack so far back. And Tome of Strength and Boots of Speed for our Orange Undead. No Boots of Speed on either of those, so those are going to be quite useful. And of course, that Tome of Strength is a Tome of Strength. And the Murloc camp here going to fall. And Tome of Knowledge, Circle of Nobility. Not too bad there for Hologram.
Research complete.
And much less units for our Orange Undead, but way more statues. And now is caught in between all these units here. And may lose this Death Knight here. I'd be very surprised if he can make it out of there. Fighting for his life. Used one of the potions, I do believe, but just not going to save him. Then he gets slept by the Dreadlord and makes it out of there. I think it was only level 1 sleep, so it did not last particularly long. No, it might be level 2 sleep, as he only has level 1 Vampiric Aura. But even still, we have a Crypt Lord now for our Orange Undead, and the Lich in big trouble here, trying to get out. Has a Potion of Lesser Vulnerability. We'll pop that to stay alive a little bit. And the gap has opened up. He needs to start moving right now. There he goes. And he bails out of there quick and should have the safety of his base for now. But if Hologram chases him in there, could get that kill. But right now, just going after each other's units, gaining some experience. And Crypt Lord fighting back pretty well here. Got a couple destroyers now for the orange undead, and there's not too much Hologram can really do about that. Does have the Dark Ranger and does have the Orb of Corruption on his Dreadlord to attack it, but that's just about it. And now one obsidian statue hovering away for its life. I was going to say running away for its life, but it more hovers, sort of power glides along, power gliding for his life. Or is it a he, or is it just a power gliding for its life? Let's just go for it. And he's going to finish this Pool Dweller camp here pretty close by. Could get some quick experience from that, as his opponent right now is down in the dumps waiting for that Death Knight to come back, and some units for that matter. Seems like Hologram right now doesn't quite know exactly what to do. He's kind of moving around looking for something, and here comes the Dragon Turtle camp. Gonna have to pull them out of the water, and there they go. Gets the giant sea turtles first, and the dragon turtle level 10 in the back here. Chaos damage and 2,000 health. Gonna take a while to take that out. And dragon turtle going down surprisingly quickly, especially with the help of the abomination beating on it. And dragon turtle trying to make it back in the water now, and definitely don't want to kill it in the water. Oh, and it put the item offshore there. Very nice. And it's a Ring of Ultimate selling. Don't see that all the time. That is a very, very rare item. The Ring of Protection +4, something you really don't see. I don't think I've ever casted a game out of the how many games have I casted? 80 some, I think. And I have never seen a Ring of Protection +4 since I've been playing the game. That is a very rare item indeed. So I'm gonna dub that Ring of Ultimate Selling. We'll see if he decides to sell that or not. If it was a Ring of Selling +2 or 3, it would definitely be gone. But +4 might be somewhat viable. But I'd imagine that's getting sold. And no, looks like he might hold on to that for a little while, and maybe just wait till towards the end of the game when he's really gonna need the money. And now the sea turtle camp there taken out. And I don't think I see. It looks like maybe the Bended of Mana he got from that. It does look like the Pendant of Mana was the item that was fallen from the level 10 turtle in the back there. The Dragon Falls. What did it drop? I don't really see what it dropped. Looks like rune bracers from the dragon at the health pool there. And Hologram gonna be in a little bit of trouble now. Has some creeps attacking him, and now the orange undead super elite name on the way as well. And so much cast, so many heroes here, can barely tell what is going on. And now the destroyers here lasting a little while. One is about to fall, but still will have 3 after that. And still has 4 here. Still working on that one. I think one took a death coil, saved it for a little while, and used the tome of Scroll of Town Portal. Not a tome, but a scroll. But what's really different? What's the difference between a tome and a scroll? I guess a tome sort of has a maybe a paper or a leather back to it, or like a book. And now healing up at the base, and not too many creeps left on the map. Looks like we just have a couple spider crab camps, the Ura camp, and one lonely sea turtle over there. So not very much left at all. I'm gonna go over to the Fountain of Health, heal up, and take out this red drake. It was not finished by the orange undead player, so now the gray undead player will get that Flute of Accuracy for Hologram. Not a bad item at all, especially with the random. Helps the destroyer, helps the spiders, and helps the Dark Ranger. But I would not be all that surprised if that was sold, as it's really not particularly beneficial to just a few units like that. Will be to some degree to these gargoyles, but the gargoyles do not do that much ground damage. Won't really help out all that much there either. And now pouring into Hologram's base. See if you're able to take anything out here. Crypt Fiend gonna fall here pretty quickly. Takes out Death Coil, keeps that in the game for now. And now the gargoyles going after the destroyers here, but can they get one down? And no, takes a Death Coil, and so it looks like both the gargoyles here not going to be able to do too much now. Two gargoyles, one gargoyle got taken out, one took a Death Coil, one took out one destroyer here, and now going after another Death Coil there, saving and keeping those gargoyles in the game. Now a third out on the map, and they do build so fast. Very annoying to deal with, and gain a little bit of damage from that ore there, 3 damage. And now with 3 gargoyles, these destroyers are going to fall very quickly, and that's going to be a major problem here for our orange undead player, not having those gargoyles out. Now has very little left, and pretty much just down to his heroes, and is going to be forced to run away. One ghoul gets taken out. Black Arrow makes a lesser dark minion. Dome of Intelligence +2 there on the ground. Free stuff. And anybody gonna grab that? No. Guess it's not really a priority when you're running away for your life or chasing somebody down to win the game. But either way, Tome of Intelligence +2, why not? And now gargoyles versus gargoyles. And that's something that'd be hard to say 10 times fast. Gargoyles versus gargoyles versus gargoyles. Oh man, you'd get tripped up very quickly. And 3/3 upgraded for Hologram. Only 1/1 upgrade for our super elite name, Orange Undead player. And now going at it here, but the major upgraded gargoyles are wreaking havoc here, and there is much more numbers, which is probably what caused that. But it wasn't 3/3, they're just 3 damage, not necessarily 3/3 and 3 armor. But still pounding out the gargoyles here. And are there any upgrades coming for these anymore? It doesn't look like it. Is getting the armor upgrade for those gargoyles, and now sitting at the Fountain of Health, enjoying a pina colada from the pina colada. This is a pina colada dispenser, in case anybody didn't know. Chill and have a good time. Heavily alcoholic pina colada.
Stand ready.
And Tome of Intelligence +2. Anybody? But I know you want it. Nope. Not gonna happen. And I'm gonna get the Makura camp.
Our gold mine.
And Mantle of Intelligence +3 for our Orange Undead, but he's gonna bail out of there quickly and gonna leave that for Hologram, perhaps. And now Gargoyles versus Gargoyles, and that is even harder to keep up with, as you can barely even tell. And they do so much damage to each other that they fall very quickly. And it does have 1 upgrade armor though, so it does take significantly less than the orange gargoyles, but doesn't seem to be enough. The orange gargoyles are really pouring out here and overwhelmed Holograms. And it looks like Hologram is now on the back burner here, as our orange undead player has taken control. We'll see how long that lasts. Still pumping out spiders now instead of gargoyles, so it's basically just sort of need to switch up and counter those gargoyles, and then make more gargoyles of your own to get countered by their spiders. So undead versus undead. They're very silly. And Mantle of Intelligence +3. Anybody? Not that it really has the heroes to pick that up with. I suppose the Dark Ranger could. Dark Ranger sells 200 gold for the undead there. Could pick that up and sell it, I suppose. What does it sell for? 60 gold, probably 65 gold, something like that. Let's get some gold out of that. One giant sea turtle left. I believe that is the only creep left on the map. Orange here healing up. Pina colada dispenser. And since both these players are apart from each other, we will slow it down just or speed it up rather just a bit until they attack each other. Azatha's really going on now, going after the expansion here, and the battle continues once again. And Orange trying to get out of there, but steals a couple gargoyles, or gargoyle and a destroyer with those spiders. So gonna lose those pretty quickly here. Might not lose this gargoyle. He may be able to get out of there, but not looking too good. Nope, loses that gargoyle. So loses a couple units for the destruction of that expansion there. So I think that might have been worthwhile to stop your opponent from expanding. Shade on the map for Orange. And these spiders here falling pretty quickly. Too many gargoyles on the field here. One of them, a couple of them now webbed up. Crypt Lord about half health there. Getting very, very low. Looks like Gray winning this fight here. Slowly but surely. We'll have to see if his heroes can keep up with the other heroes, as he is left with plenty of spiders, but Orange now out of everything. He had mostly air. All those spiders brought them all to the ground, did way too much damage, especially losing two of them there. May lose this Crypt Lord here, loses the Crypt Lord, and that's going to set him way back. And now Lich and Deathlight trying to get out of there. Deathlight with level 1 on Holy Aura, the other one with level 2. So Hologram's army 10% faster. And Hologram calls GG. And seems a little early to do that. No mine left for these players. The mine gone, however, Undead can sell some of these items here. Gonna be these structures rather. Sell some ziggurats there, get rid of those, and needs to expand. Needs to buy his heroes back, and so he's gonna wait on that while he's selling. And we're gonna speed this up once in a great while here, as there is a big stalemate going on now. Now expanding over on the bottom there for Hologram. No expansion yet for Orange, so waiting on that. 3 heroes for Hologram, just 1 for our Orange Undead. And not even the Death Knight on the way, just a Crypt Lord. However, that Shade still falling around the army, so at least he has some vision in that sense. And an Acolyte destroyed there. Acolyte patrolling the area, making sure that no expansion goes down there. And really just protecting his expansion right now, and that's all he has to do. And then he can start pumping out more units and really destroy his opponent. Now researching burrow for his spiders, going after the sacrificial pit there, as it's the furthest structure on the outside, so it's sort of a free kill, if you will. And now the Death Knight is on the way, so now we have the Crypt Lord, the Lich, and soon the Death Knight. So he will be back in at least somewhat fighting strength. Has a couple destroyers, but I just don't think it's going to be enough. Especially when considering the fact that this expansion is totally up and running now. Here comes the Ziggurat here for a little bit of defense. Either that he may have to be remaking this. No, he has 56 out of 70, so he doesn't really have to make any of those. We'll check our Orange. 30 out of 30. So he is very low. He had to sell all of his Ziggurats to actually defend himself. So now a Nerubian Tower is coming up. So that's going to make it even harder to get this expansion. Here comes another Ziggurat. So he's doing all he can to defend this expansion. If that gets made into a Nerubian Tower as well, could split up the frost attacks to 2 different targets at once, so it would definitely slow down his ability to attack this, which I just don't think is going to happen. We'll slow this back down. And nope, not half speed. That's crazy talk. And now Hologram defending his base here, has the Nerubian Tower, needs to make another one. Holograms. Death Knight here taking a lot of damage. Uses a potion of lesser invulnerability, but the Crypt Lord now stuck between everything. Crypt Lord getting hit by the Nerubian Tower as well. Crypt Lord not going to last too long here. Crypt Lord uses the lesser invulnerability potion, was handed off by Orange's Death Knight. And no heroes have fallen so far, but Orange's Crypt Lord very, very low. Crypt Lord just about to fall. Crypt Lord falls, and now it's down to 2 heroes versus still 3. And tons of Crypt Fiends, plus with the expansion run as well, going to make a Spirit Tower over here instead of a Nerubian Tower, which I suppose is just equally as good of an option. And Orange has to GG out, leaving Hologram the winner. So a very, very good game. I think the Hologram's mistake at the beginning of the game when he ran that Dread Knight, Dread Lord. Oh my, talking so hard, such a hard thing to do, talking and all. When he ran that Dread Lord into his opponent and got it killed, I think that was just a simple mind mistake. He just kind of sort of messed up, but then he took the rest of the game and actually outperformed his opponent fairly well there. So a very good game. GG to Hologram, and both of before it. Oh man, I got nothing. Level 5, level 5, level 4, 5, 4, and 3. Much better for Hologram in terms of the heroes, and he was actually trailing at the beginning a little bit. Resources gained much, much more than his opponent as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.